Obviously there are other side quests and collectibles and stuff. There's not... I don't think there's that many side quests left, but nah. I'm in potions. It's fine.
There are no shadows under the noonday sun. Words to live by.
Aloy, what brings you to Meridian?
A threat. The Eclipse will attack soon, from the west, with an army of ancient war machines. But that's not the worst of it. They'll bring a mind with them, god, demon, machine, whatever you want to call it. It's called Hades. And it doesn't want Meridian at all. It wants the Spire. And if it gets there, it will send out a call, waking more ancient machines, more than we could ever defeat. All will be lost. We can't let that happen.
I'm trying to understand, but my responsibility lies with Meridian.
Meridian isn't the target, Avad. You have to defend the Spire.
Perhaps the Vanguard, Your Radiance.
Yes. Send them to the Spire. Aaron knows Aloy. He won't question it.
And have the city guard fortify the western ridge. There they can be seen to protect Meridian and the Elite, where the Spire rests.
Aloy, allow me to apologize for my behavior before. After everything that happened with Ursa, I was confused. If we're to fight together on the brink of life and death, I'd prefer to do so with your forgiveness.
Then you have it. As long as you don't confuse me with her again.
Even a king can learn his lesson. Good then. I'm glad that's behind us. Now, it will take time to prepare our defenses. Please, tell me what you know of our enemies. Everything.
I don't know about everything, but I'll tell you what I can.
Quietly does it. Panic in the city will only create another enemy. And do keep me appraised of each new arrival. Ah, Aloy. Preparations are underway on the ridge defenses and at the Spire. Word was sent to every corner of the Sundom. Our allies offered their steel. Some came for Meridian, others for shards. But many came for you, by name.
For me.
Don't be so humble.
And the Spire. Erend and the Vanguard are there?
Indeed. Clashing breastplates together and testing out their battle cries, I suppose. A number of the Nora have also arrived at the Spire. They have resisted the offer of a royal audience. Perhaps you could parley with them.
I will. The ridge will be the front line. That's where the city guard are holding?
Yes, bolstered by some of the irregulars I spoke of before. The Oseram cannons that thundered Meridian's walls in the Liberation will now defend us. You're welcome to tour the defenses.
I suppose all we can do is wait for the attack.
Exactly. It's not a feeling I cherish, but our spotters at Evening Sign report there's still no movement in the west. So, if there's more you need to do elsewhere, seize this time to do it. Otherwise, I've made the apartment of Olin Delverson available to you. You can sleep there, if sleep comes.
So... so they gave me a point of no return. And it wasn't actually a point of no return. I think this is the true point of no return. Seems a bit silly, but...
Thank you.
Great.
Scots Goose Love.
Thank you, Ree. Alert. Hey, good job, Sarah. Probably end up getting some medical stuff at some point.
Polish that armor, was it?
Of course.
Isn't that a little...
Aloy, I told you I'd be here.
You did, Teb. But have your wounds even had time to heal?
Honestly, if I fought, I'd probably come undone. But don't worry, I'll leave that to the other Nora at the Spire. I brought supplies instead. These Karja have made me an honorary quartermaster, whatever that means.
It sounds impressive.
I could get used to it. We'll be setting up caches of arms and medicine under these banners. Look for them when the fighting starts.
Definitely need the medicine, I think.
Anyway, when you went into the mountain, did the goddess tell you our chances?
She didn't need to. I know we can do this, Teb.
Maybe we can.
We're letting the Oseram take Derval. They'll give him a rap on the knuckles and let him go.
Meridian. Anywhere else.
Elita, I'm pleased to see you, but what are you doing here?
I'm helping prepare for the battle. If a Thrall were here, we would have fought together. I know it. So I'm doing everything I can. Digging battlements, collecting herbs, anything that makes a difference. I can't take his place. Nothing can take
Mario
his place.
from Gojira is
But I'm
posting
here for him.
Gojira
for both of us.
Gojira
I
Olympics
understand what it was you
memes
saw.
on
He'll
Instagram.
always be with me. Sun and shadow still meet for a moment, every dawn and dusk. I should give you this, to help in the battle. By the sun, I hope you don't need it.
Thank you, Elita. Be safe.
Prince Itaman is no traitor.
Antidotes.
He joined his brother in the palace.
I've seen antidotes in the shops for so long, but I've never
Many as I
bought
have
or
to.
used one.
I love it when you say things like that.
Oh.
It's so
What?
cheerful.
Can I not?
Little
I can.
Huntress, you called, so here I am.
Ready to fight?
Fight? I thought you just wanted tea and conversation. Is there a battle coming? I wasn't informed.
Well, that can't be true. You're always informed.
Ah, so I am.
Fan on.
We've only met a few times, and yet you know me so well.
I don't think I know you at all. But I'd like to.
When I hear that line, it usually means something else. Can I tell you a secret?
Of course.
I've been waiting for
Well,
this
Uthid
fight
is right
my
there.
whole life. The enemy we face today is the same that turned Meridian into a slave pit and Sunfall into a bloodbath. Fanatics who torture and murder mothers, fathers, families, children, and say it's the will of the sun. I hate them, Aloy. I've got the scars of their whips on my back to prove it. And today, we can get rid of them once and for all. I said I came for you, but that was only half the truth. I came for them. This time, they're not getting away.
I'm with you, Vanasha. We'll fight them together.
And I won't forget it, little Huntress. Tomorrow, may the sun rise in a better world.
crazy Assault tried to kill our Sun King till the machine rider stopped.
Aloy?
At ease, Uthid. Meridian will be glad to have you on its side. And I am too.
The honor is mine. You saved my epitaph from being a fine soldier but a fool of a man.
I'm hoping you won't need any kind of epitaph just yet.
As the sun wills. When you found me, I was trying to eke out a glorious death. But now, a glorious life seems more preferable. To watch Edelman play in the low gardens again. Still surrounded by a dozen guards, but... what you did, Aloy, it was done well. Although, I can't shake this road, Vinasha. She delights in goading me. Like brazen colors waved before a behemoth.
Do you want me to ask her to stop?
No. I accept it. Well then. Meridian shall stand and shadow shall fall. I swear it.
Here's to that, Uthid.
Did it up there, I think.
I thought Sun King Avad was sitting on his hands, but he got the prince out with help from his spies.
How do I get up there? So maybe is a way up this side? Doesn't look like it.
Don't let your guard down.
What's this?
Huh. So you must be Aloy then. I thought there'd be more of you. More of me. Thicker, I suppose. More of a gear wheel, less of a ringlet. Don't get me wrong, you're very well struck.
Do all Oseram flirt at the most inopportune times?
Inopportune? Battle hasn't even started yet. Petra Forge woman. I hail from the Free Heap. I'll be heading back in the next dust storm. Murad asked me to check over the city arsenal first. Cannons have aged well, but I've cleared their throats so they can really roar.
Can I try one?
Everybody wants a turn. Have at it then.
Okay. Right.
It hits nice and well. No need to aim it like a bow.
Ooh. I highly... Can I actually put it back on the bench? I tried. Okay, we need one foot up to here.
That's a nice spear, Uthid.
Thank you.
I like the way you grip it.
Enough, woman.
Now that's a cannon. All these are getting repaired, actually. Master override. The Odyssey launched. Yeah, that didn't work. So Ted built his own shelter. Oh, it's Aratak.
Aratak? I didn't expect you to come all this way.
It's true, I am a stranger in this green and snowless land. Aurea forgave the Karja, but I never did. Still, I was compelled to come for my once chieftain. It's good to see you leading again. This young ice hunter seeks to prove herself also. Her spark reminds me of Aurea's in our youth. And I'm proud to take my place behind you on this hunt. A great challenge.
Survive and prevail, right?
There is no other way.
You're the hunter from the Banuk Grove.
I remember you also, Nora. The machines shook free of their slumber after you arrived. Raged and fought.
Well, that wasn't my fault.
No, I'm thanking you. That night, I decided I would not go back to Banur. I would take my hunt into these lands. So many machines, even demons. Spidery, skittering, without the blue light in them. Dead things that must be killed again.
It was like
our enemies dug up an army of them.
An army? Yes, that's why I came. Good. I'll wait.
Hey, who else is going to be up here? Apart from Erend, obviously. I doubt if I did the Hunter's Lodge stuff, they would have people up here. Or over at the ridge. Now, who's over here?
It rises taller than the highest tree.
These Karja in their frilled armor look like turkeys.
War Chief
Sona.
Sona. War Chief, you seem uncomfortable.
The Nora do not belong here. I do not belong here. I will fight the metal devil that threatens us all, but my place is in the sacred land. The wrongness here jags at me like an arrowhead.
I'm sorry to put you through this.
Do not be sorry. This will be ended. My spear, my word.
Just Sona.
Greetings, Aloy. Don't. You don't need to bow. The Anointed doesn't like it.
She doesn't much like being called Anointed, either. It means a lot to have you here, Varl.
I gave my word.
So, Meridian, what do you think?
I've seen many new things since I first met you. I should thank you.
Varl, what's wrong?
You really want to know? All right. I'm in a foreign land, a tainted land, defending a faithless city that looks like nothing I've seen. from something I can't imagine. And you, after all that's happened, all you've done, I feel like I should drop to my knees and worship you, but I know you don't want that.
Boy, things are pretty tough for you, huh? Thanks for telling the other Nora not to bow. It's the last thing I need.
Don't be too hard on them. They only joined this fight because the Anointed bid it so.
Is that why you came?
No. I would have come just to see you one more time. And we must fight a metal devil, because the goddess says. Or because you say.
I think the goddess and I are in agreement. We're both glad you're here.
So am I.
This must be Erend, then.
So who are these guys?
They call themselves the Eclipse.
My god, he has a helmet.
So here we are again, gearing up for a fight. Only this time it sounds like the bad guys have a lot more firepower. What are we up against, really?
I'm not sure. But there's gonna be a lot of them, and they'll have machines. And if they get past us, it's not just Meridian that will fall.
Expecting multiple
The rest
death
of the world
bringers.
will go with it.
Well, that's big. It sounds like our kind of fight. Right, guys? Well, where do they put the Vanguard?
At the front of the line!
And why?
Steel before iron!
And what are we gonna do?
Hit them like a hammer till they can't hit back!
Damn right! You hear that? Nobody's getting past the Vanguard. We're here for Meridian. And we're here for you.
Thank you, Erend. Ursa would be proud.
Only if we win.
Well, it's to do, but go back here and rest. Faster load than I expected. Right. Collapse of the Easters. Five or 6 days more in dire to the launch. I really wouldn't want to spend time around a young Travis Tate raised by Travis Tate.
Not another siege. Please, not again.
Boland's apartment feels
Yeah.
empty.
So if you wanted to do anything else, then
Should I sleep? Did I leave anything unfinished?
oh yes, but I think it is time.
did you sleep, Elizabeth, with a weight like this pressing on you? How did you rest after you lost your family? Silence? Are you there? Guess I shouldn't ask ghosts for advice.
Doesn't have to focus on enemy.
Ma'am, there are signs from the west. Sun King Avad awaits you at the Temple of the Sun.
Yeah. Coffee's done. It sounded a bit weird then, yes.
Campfires, perhaps? Massing forces for the long march to the city gates?
But it's not wood smoke.
And what is it?
The end. Or how it begins, anyway.
Oh. Well, it did say multiple Deathbringers.
Deathbringers you spoke of?
To the guns! To the guns! Now!
By the sun, do as she says!
Set loaded! All of you, be ready to fire!
But will the guns hold them back?
We're about to find out. Rally the vanguard. Send reinforcements.
Aloy, no!
We need those guns!
He will cut you down!
Not this time!
You have vexed me long enough.
Should have fought me in a sun ring then.
Why do you fight?
Fire arrow for that. Oh, that's straight up just heelless right there. I thought I was just having to kill his goons.
Only endless night awaits.
Really? This doesn't make the barrels explode?
I can't take much more of this. It's giving way!
What are you before the terror of the sun?
The one who will take you down!
I am chosen. You came from nothing.
There we go.
I am chosen. This was not meant to be.
The explosion did so much damage.
Chosen. Hades only chose you because you're a fool. A sadistic butcher too stupid to see you were being used. Your whole life was a failure. And soon, No one will even remember you. Turn your face to the sun and think about that! Got too much already.
There's the Deathbringer over there. There's the cannon. Oh, someone else has it. Oh, there's one here.
Where do you need me?
Well, I hope it actually hits it. Guess we're about to find out. Okay, up a bit. Go again.
Here it comes. Better move.
Yeah, okay, you know what? That actually worked really well. There's like no cooldown either. Nice.
You're not gonna be able to stop.
Actually, oh, hi. Oh god. I didn't think they would actually hit.
That hurt it. Gotta get to another plateau.
Blew up the bellow back. I dodged it. You know, I thought they would maybe give this thing like, you know, limited ammo. Yeah, it's obviously like limited. I mean nothing away from here. But it's respawns as well. Have I learned the dodges from Dark Souls? I want to say yes, but the dodging in this isn't as good as the dodging in Dark Souls.
Chance to catch breath and prepare.
Raise arm.
Let's draw this side this time. Will change. No fast ones. That's Stalker? It's dead now. Whatever it was. Well,
Incoming. Gotta drop it and move.
nah, you'll be fine. See, mostly fine. I mean, I did drop the difficulty to normal a few hours in, from one step above normal. Oh, bloody Flint Hawks as well. Maybe a little bit difficult hitting glint hops with this. Maybe. Please. How are you not dead? No corruptors. That should finish it off. Another one? Yes, it is. Friend of fire never hurt anyone. Oh, starboard. Corrupt starboard, obviously. Ow. Hi. I can't grab the thing. Oh, you know what? At least they're help. Ow. Only aim up so high. I'll just sit here. There's the more. Oh. Yes, actually, there are. It's actually bringing Hades in. Or like the Hades core or something.
Aloy! Aloy! Aloy!
Tab?
By all mother, you survived. I thought you were killed.
The others, are they?
No. Wounded, but alive, mostly. The machines blasted through, then kept going. They marched on the spire, dragging that thing with them.
Take care of the others, Teb. I've gotta go.
Oh, health potion. Oh my god. Jesus. Can't see.
Aloy, go!
Oh, is it?
Now you face the true sun, shadow demons.
That time to kill a long light, surely.
Get this over with.
My strength is not yet spent. I earned it by ice and snow.
Mainly looting these for potions. Not all of them have potions though.
Can't be too prepared.
Oh. Pre-rendered cutscene. Armor changes.
It's begun. Hades is transmitting.
Hello, Miranda. You did say that about most of the machinery in this.
It must have gotten through the defenses. Baron's vanguard. I have to get up there.
Come on, Aloy.
Gotta keep going.
Yeah, you could have jumped on top of that.
I knew this wouldn't be easy. So no holding back.
That was figured the right way.
Aloy!
They're alive.
It's Aloy! Well, you can see that. We thought you'd fallen at the ridge.
No, the ridge fell on me. Look, there isn't enough time. I have to face Hades.
Not alone.
My fight. I can't ask you to come with me.
We were about to go over the top anyway, right?
Right.
The metal devil must fall.
In the path.
I should stock up. Last chance.
Join us for what might be the final confrontation. At least you're getting your lunch, Miranda. Wait or not. This totally isn't a big arena, right? Surely.
Arrival of entity has been anticipated. Entity will not halt transmission. To contrary, calculations are precise. Presence of entity has been accounted for.
Oh, good. Oh, I'd haven't killed the Deathbringer before. Just trying to make it warm enough that the heat vents up. Die! Hello, Ty. You also join us for potentially the final confrontation. Oh my god, of course that missed.
Don't let them overrun us!
Oh, hello. Wait a minute. You're what I think you are. Give me that. I said, give me that. I'm gonna use this.
We got them!
Scrapped!
If it's another Ravager, that's not a Ravager. We can just focus on the bad guy. It's Bellow back. I was a behemoth for a moment.
Don't let them mob you, Aloy.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
My way's clear.
It's down!
Oh, it's not. Okay. I thought I would have to actually press and hold and actually do the override. It works for every Deathbringer. You just heat it up enough that it has to deploy the heat vents, which are points. And the heat doesn't fully reset when the burning goes away, so.
Master override activated. Purging extinction protocol.
Nice. So they should just shut down, right? Right? Yes. Damn, that thing moved slow. I feel like there should be some people down there that they're cheering to.
Okay, Gaia. Sorry about that. Where was I?
You were telling a story.
Right. Yeah, so, like I was saying, it was a children's electronics kit, but I hacked the wiring to an auto battery and solar PV. So the grass caught fire. And, so did a tall pine that had stood there, I don't know, maybe 100 years.
Query. You were how old?
6. My mother was home, thank God, so she called the fire department, and after, she took me out to the lawn and showed me the dead baby birds, because there were nests in the pine tree.
Query. What did you feel?
I'm not sure. I remember yelling that I didn't care, and that's when my mother took my face in her hands and spoke.
Query. What did she say?
She said I had to care. She said, Elizabeth, being smart will count for nothing if you don't make the world better. You have to use your smarts to count for something. To serve life, not death.
You often tell stories of your mother, but you are childless.
I never had time. Guess it was for the best.
If you had had a child, Elizabeth, what would you have wished for him or her?
I guess I would have wanted her to be curious. And willful, unstoppable, even. But with enough compassion to heal the world. Just a little bit.
Pretty clean, all things considered.
Anyway, that's all I've got for now, Gaia. Time to tuck in.
I wish you a pleasant sleep, Elizabeth.
Thank you. I'll catch you tomorrow.
And there it is. Roll credits. Yeah, Ragnarok's in a month and a half. And well, it releases on the 19th, but I'll be starting on the 20th, which is a Friday, so the schedule's going to be a bit weird that week. Didn't it win like Game of the Year or something? No, it was Breath of the Wild for Game of the Year 2017 at the Game Awards. However, this did get a bunch of nominations. Yeah, Destiny 2, Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, and Horizon got 6 nominations. But didn't win any. 6 nominations, but didn't win any. Got 2018. No, it was God of War. God of War did 2018. To the Game Awards, anyway. I suppose there isn't one y'all end all. What 2018 I won the awards for Best PS4 Game. Best Performance, Art Direction, Soundtrack, Story, Post-Release Content, PlayStation Exclusive, and Best Use of PS4 Pro. That was in 2018. I think overall, if I was to rate it out of 5, if I could put somewhere between 3.5 and 4. I will admit, the final boss was a bit of a letdown. It's just a Deathbringer. If that was the first time you'd ever fought a Deathbringer, like you'd seen them before, but this was your first time fighting one, that would be better. But by this point, you've killed like 6 of them. There's nothing different about this one. It's just a Deathbringer. It's not even a special one. It's just a Deathbringer. And oh, there's 2 rounds of reinforcements. Okay. there are also things you've fought plenty of before. So, final boss, which kind of happens quite a lot in a lot of games. Honestly, the Ravager cannon, I don't think even did that much to it. Because like half of my shots were spent either on the Ravager itself or hitting the armor for like 10 damage. And once I actually started hitting the weak points, yeah, it did damage, but that was only like a fifth of the total shots. Graphically, really good. Like I'm not even playing it on ultra, I'm playing it on just high. I wouldn't say it was, I would say if out of 5, 4.5 on the graphics, because there were a few bits here and there with things clipping through where they shouldn't be, or like weird movements and stuff. But like textures and environments, very good. Kinda same for the soundtrack. I would put the soundtrack at a solid, or just everything audio, out of 4.5, because there are a few bits here and there, and like maybe the music was too loud, their voices were too low. Another bit for the graphics, kinda. The lip sync. The lip sync sometimes was a bit off. Although, it was good in the DLC. I remember saying this when I started the DLC, and I was talking to like the Ossaram guy, I can't remember his name. I think I said something like, it feels like they put more effort into this one conversation with this guy than 3/4 of the conversations in the main game. Like, instead of just a couple of little gestures, it was like a full character movement and much better lip synced than most characters got. And that was just a guy you had one conversation with. The combat, it seemed a little unbalanced sometimes. This kind of goes back to what I was saying about the dodges as well. Like, the dodges didn't seem particularly consistent. Yeah, the emoting was a bit stiff at times. The salutes as well, in like the final bit, they were really fast. It was like up, down. The salutes were a bit weird, but you didn't see much of them. But the dodges were a little off sometimes. The DLC are more of a fine tune. Yeah, exactly. Enemy variety. Yeah, the hair and the armor would flip up, and the flags on the merchants were always going nuts. The enemy variety was good. I liked all the different types of machines. You know, the big Stormbird, the Glinthorse were kind of annoying, I'll be honest, but you know, that's neither here nor there at this point. You know, the Stormbirds, the Behemoth. I can't remember the name of it, but you've got the Corruptor, you've got the Deathbringer. At least that's what they call them, that's not what they were called before. But, you know, the really, really, really big one? You know, the one that's, the one that's just for the DLC. It might be the Horus. Just that massive one. Like a multi-stage fight taking down one of those as a final fight could have been good. Yeah, the combat. I'm glad I turned down the difficulty. I think if I, even at the difficulty it was at, which I think was just hard, if I'd stuck with that, I would have gotten pretty annoyed with it. Because even early on at that point, just like the hardest enemy was a Corruptor, and it was like, it was hard to just, I don't know if I just wasn't used to it yet, but I was struggling with it. I didn't even it felt more like more pain than difficult, if that makes sense. It wasn't really a challenge, it just seemed kind of unfair, especially with the inconsistency in it. However, when it comes to the open world, when I was about halfway, I remember thinking, it reminds me of Assassin's Creed Origins, that kind of open world style. I didn't like Assassin's Creed Origins. I never finished it. I only got like 10 hours in. And the climbing as well, like, I know it's kind of a staple of open world exploration games that you can only go on certain bits. You know, oh, handy painted yellow bits or a little rock outcropping that's a bit scuffed on one edge so it's a bit lighter and that's the only bit you can climb on. That's... ugh. The combat was a little tedious sometimes. Like, the enemy variety was good, and I know I didn't use all the weapons, but I don't think it would have really changed my mind. Like, the bows, they were good enough on their own. I didn't feel, obviously playing on normal changes things a little. I didn't feel a desperate need to change my weapons around constantly. Like, big open world games like that aren't really my thing. And from what I remember of Origins, it was a pretty big world. Horizon was a bit more manageable. I thought it was, when I saw the size of the map for the first time, I was like, oh god. But it was a bit more manageable than I thought it would be. So I'd say overall for gameplay, I'm like a 3 out of 5. Story. Let's say story and characters. Say, I'll draw characters first. Then get Mirage. The last one I played was Origins. I thought about trying Odyssey because it's Greek. I kind of like the ancient Greece setting more than I do ancient Egypt. But I never got around to it. I'm kind of glad I didn't. And Valhalla, I've spoken about Valhalla before. Yeah, so characters. There were a few decent characters. I wouldn't say any of them were amazing. None of them really got me, you know? Yeah, there were some good ones here and there, like, you know, Varl. I liked Rost for the little he was in it. Erend was decent. I wouldn't say Erend was amazing. Avad, I liked Avad. The DLC characters were good. But overall, Overall, I wasn't really grabbed by many of the characters. Especially the side ones. Which, obviously the focus is going to be on the main characters in the main story. So side quest people won't get as much time on them. But they did feel a little just kind of sidelined. Now the story, I didn't know anything of the story going into this. I hadn't seen any. I mean, if I'd watched the videos of this, it was like when it came out, or like 5 years ago, but I never watched like a playthrough or anything. So I was going in with no expectations outside of some kind of apocalypse. There's now robots instead of animals. You play this girl, Aloy. At first I thought her name was Alloy. It's not. It's Aloy. Some of the bits in the story didn't really get me. Like, I feel like they could have done more with, like, the differences in the tribes. Like, all you've got is, like, Oseram, you know, they're kind of the engineering guys, the Karja, like, the big warrior guys, and the Nora are the quote-unquote savages, to use the game term. And the Banuk are the shamans. They could have expanded on the tribes more, I think, and kind of brought them into the story itself. When it comes to the actual missions and the story, it was good. I don't think I would say it's more than good, but it was good. It's not the best story ever, but there are a few bits that I remember I said this about Ted Faro. When he killed the Alpha guys, invented the room or something. Like, when I was sitting here watching that like last night, and I'm like, really? I'm pretty sure I was just like, really? Because that, I mean, I know he's a bad guy, he's evil and stuff, but there was no real reason to do that. And I know they were on a massive timer, again, you know, finish Zero Dawn before the biosphere collapses. But they're asking to run into the same problem. They're building an AI to fight an AI, and what happened? The AI didn't go as it should have. Apollo got wiped, which was outside of its own control. Apollo got wiped. Half of their stuff didn't work. And it was it was one guy who sabotaged so much of the stuff, even though he caused the problem in the first place. I mean, yeah, he bankrolled basically the entire thing. But then to give him Omega clearance to override everybody, it seemed a little bit of a cop-out. Like, oh yeah, he is really evil, by the way. They kind of rubbed it in a bit too much about how bad he is. But he made the Omega clearance? Shit. I don't know, maybe I shouldn't, because that would be probably forbidden by spoilers. But if he made Omega clearance, then how was he allowed to make Omega clearance in the first place? Like, this is why you have, you know, security systems. Like, did they not think that he would try something? Like, he was the whole problem. He was the whole reason they got into this mess in the first place. I think they would try and keep him out of it. Like proactively and reactively. It seemed some of the Ted Faro stuff it did seem a bit, I don't want to say obvious. I'm trying to think of the right word. Omega clearance. Secretly created for Ted Farrell. Created in secret under the orders of Ted after being excluded oversight by Alpha Prime Elizabeth, despite being the one funding it. He coerced a beta for Hades' subordinate function into installing and granting him even greater clearance. His creation of the Omega clearance went undiscovered. Far Zenith, they were the colony ship, right? Yeah, because that was like Odyssey. So they were aware of the sabotage, but just didn't do anything about it. And Gaia herself didn't know. Like, really? It did seem sometimes a bit kind of, yeah, a bit weak. Oh my god, Kojima, Kojima, Hideo Kojima. He's everywhere. His name was there. Whether it's the same Kojima, I don't know. Yeah, some of the story bits were a bit. Some of the characters were quite weak or not as fleshed out as they could have been. But overall, out of 5, I would give the story like. This is including like side stuff and the main story and everything. Probably the characters as well. I would give it a 3 to a 3.5. So basically, really, really good graphics and everything visual. Soundtrack and everything audio, also really, really good. Just a few hiccups here and there for both. Gameplay, a little tedious at times. And kind of inconsistent here and there, a bit tedious, but really good designs. But also the whole climbing thing was, but that might just be a me thing with open world exploration mechanics. But machine design, environment design were both really good. I'm just seeing if I recognize it. Apart from the ones we've already discussed. Yeah, really good machine designs. It was a bit tedious, but you know, decent variety in weapons that made sense for the setting. You know, you've got different kinds of bows, you've got the rope caster, you've got the sling, the trip caster, DLC weapons, which I didn't use. So I'd say a good variety of weapons, but the combat was still a bit tedious. And I definitely wouldn't have liked to continue on a higher difficulty. Glad I turned it down. Which, as you know, I normally play games harder than the normal difficulty. And yeah, it can be a bit of a challenge, think God of War. Or I'm still making my way through The Witcher on Death March, the highest difficulty. Not very goose behaviour, exactly. You know, normally I play games higher than normal, but this, if I continued where I was, I don't think I would have given it up, but I would have taken my time getting through it. And I probably would have turned in the difficulty at a later point. So don't be expecting me to come back to it at a later date on like very hard or something. So I'm not going to be getting all the achievements. But yeah, overall I would give it like a 3.5 to a 4. It would probably depend on the day you ask me, but somewhere in that range. I'm gonna have a drink there. I just spoke for 10 minutes straight. Oh, fun if you're just slogging through the gym. Yeah, exactly.
Drink! Drink! Drink!
Yes, that's what I'm doing. Like, I'm obviously not streaming Witcher, and I've been at it for a while as well.
Fix your posture, you gremlin.
But even though I'm on Death March, like, the dodging and the combat in Witcher isn't great, but at least the dodging in that actually seems to work as it should. Because there were so many times in Horizon where I'm like, I'm dodging. And like, I could dodge the same attack, like get near enough the same timing, 5 times in a row on the same attack, and half of them hit and half of them don't. I know it doesn't make sense for 5, but you know what I mean. It's just whether it was the iframes or the animations or something, it was just really inconsistent, and that really didn't help. Oh. Yeah, I've been chipping away at The Witcher for years now, honestly. I've still got quite a ways to go. I only just got to Skellige. And how many hours in? 66. But I've been doing most of the side stuff. I'll go and add it into my thing right now. Worth starting from Witcher 1? I don't know. I haven't played it. I've only played... Technically I have played 2, but I played half an hour of it. I think if you're gonna play Witcher, if you're gonna pick any of the 3 games, I would play 3. 1 is apparently 1 and 2 kinda are quite dated and quite very janky. I mean, as I said, the combat in 3 isn't amazing, but a lot of people are saying the story is what, you know, kind of offsets it. Let's put a Horizon. What hour? How many hours are we at? 34 on Steam, so 34 hours. Visuals 4.5, soundtrack 4.5, story 3.5. Give it like a 4. I've finished 19 games on stream now. I also put Helldivers on. Rank 1 rating thing. You know, I just noticed. So I gave Death Stranding 4 stars as well. So, listen to this. Death Stranding and Horizon, 4 stars overall. Visuals for both, 4.5. Soundtrack for both, 4.5. Gameplay for Death Stranding, 3 stars. Gameplay for Horizon, 3.5. Story for Death Stranding, 3.5. Story for Horizon, 3. But I will admit the Horizon one could change a bit. But for 4-star games, that puts Horizon in with Death Stranding, Helldivers, Devil May Cry, and The Wolf Among Us. I have 3 games at 4.5 stars, being Signalis, God of War, Mass Effect. And still to date, the only 5-star game is Outer Wilds. Oh, post credits. Oh, so we really did just leave the spear. Oh, great. This is why you double tap. You make sure it's dead. Silence.
Hello, old friend. Remember me? We've still so much to discuss. So much you never revealed. Your masters, for example. The ones who sent the signal that woke you. Knowledge has its rewards, don't you think? Well, let's begin.
See, I wanted to fight one of them. For the final fight, that's what I want. That's what I would have liked to fight. Like a big multi-stage fight. Not just a Deathbringer. Dark Souls, but machine. I don't think there's any Dark Souls bosses that big. Because with a boss that size, like, you know, you can. There's so many ways you could approach a you know, if you were to design a fight against that, there's so many ways you could approach it. Achievement? Indeed, the War Machine threat. For now. Yeah, maybe. Like, when did I start? What was the date that I started Horizon on? Let me check. Oh, the VODs are already gone. Wait, no, I've got the bloody saved ones. Hold on. Okay, it was late. It was late. 2.5 weeks ago. I think it was Monday the 15th I started it. What's this? State of the World. Yeah, New Game Plus. Sure. So it took me about 2.5 weeks. Give or take. So I would maybe put a rough guess Forbidden West. If I do roughly the same, say, percentage, which we can actually just check. So yeah, like almost 70% of the content. Only half the DLC. But let's just say an overall roughly 70%. Forbidden West is probably a little bigger. So I'd maybe take that at about 3 weeks. Maybe. Let me just calendar. So we're starting God of War then. Let's say that takes 3 weeks. That takes us into early October. Maybe I'll pick up Forbidden West in the winter sale. Or if there's sales before then. So I don't know. I mean, I know there's Halloween sales, but I don't know if it would be on sale from Halloween. I think there's like Thanksgiving sales as well. But I'm not going to immediately jump into Forbidden West.